Yo,
And we're live.
surprise, surprise. What up, man?
Hey,
What's
7:48 on the
happening?
East Coast.
Look,
748 on the East Coast.
as we say in New Orleans, what's happening, baby? What's happening?
Hey, new look, new name, same
Right.
fire content. Same
Welcome.
fire.
And look,
Rebrand.
and look this year, I got a problem with you people.
All right. Welcome to No Longer You Know Nothing. It's now 3 deep. We're going 3 deep in here. So welcome to the 3 deep coverage. No, what is this? 3 deep coverage podcast where we're covering
He keep
the
laughing when he
Atlanta
say-
Falcons, New Orleans Saints, and the Denver Broncos, along with the NFL, NBA, and all sports.
Yes, sir. ATL Dirty Birds, bro. But yeah, so it's impossible for you to know nothing about now because you've been watching us for quite some time and we've been educating you. So no longer is it you know nothing about. No, you know something now. So now it's time for a new direction.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. Like we're already to. I mean, it's not even a week now to week one
Next
NFL season.
Next Thursday.
Yeah, but yeah, like something happened. Something happened this week. Something they would call seismic.
In today's media, they would, yes.
Yeah, sent shockwaves throughout the entire league, throughout the entire sports world, because it wasn't just NFL dudes that was reacting.
I knew something was going to happen though. I knew it because they were already at kind of like an impasse. Nobody was breaking, so something had to give.
Right.
So the breaking news is that Micah Parsons, or don't know his middle name, was traded from the Dallas Cowboys to the Green Bay Packers for 2 first and are going to the 2 first round picks are going to the Cowboys and Kenny Clark, and Micah Parsons gets a new deal, and it's the highest. Now he's the highest paid non-quarterback.
Right.
4-year deal worth $188, averaging $47 million a year. Let's talk about it.
When I heard this deal, my thing is, who was the winner, who was the loser, and what was Jerry Jones trying to convey to his fan base?
Yeah. So for me, this was everything but football related.
Yeah, personal.
This was personal for Jerry. And the reason why I say that is he's trying to this is Jerry's way of saving face, because this boy just made him look silly by not going for the same negotiation tactics that he's used on players for years and years and years, negotiating with the player instead of the player's agent. And Jerry, we all know, Shadow Goodell, as you know, some people like to call him. He's very, very powerful. For as you know, as sorry as his teams end up being, this man is extremely powerful in the NFL. And so you have this powerful figure, this powerful owner being made to look stupid, pretty much, like with what George say, no hand in the negotiation, or not as much hand as he thought he had in the negotiation.
That's the key.
He was made to look weak. Right. He was made to look weak. And so this was his way of saying, no, I'm still in control, and you still got fleeced.
Right.
You still got fleeced. Because, let's be honest, Kenny Clark is good, but Kenny Clark and 2 late first round picks because newsflash, the Green Bay Packers are a season in and season out, like it or not, they're near contention. They're near contention because they're well ran, they're well coached,
there you go.
and they know how to develop talent.
There you go. They're a better ran franchise. Yeah.
What you got, Kennedy?
I don't think he wanted to pay him. I don't think.
Why
I don't think he wanted to pay him. I don't know the reasonings of an 85-year-old, who you really can't tell him anything. I mean, there's a book coming out later on by this dude named Dave Nevada Malata or something like but he's like one of the best investigative reporters in sports. And this dude, Jerry Jones, in 1989, trying to scrounge up $150 million to buy the Cowboys. Now the team is worth. Now the valuation is Forbes related, but it's worth $10 billion. Yeah. The Lakers sold. Okay, the Lakers sold for $10 billion. It could sell for probably $15 billion. Think about that. In 36 years, I took $150 million investment and made it. I don't know what excess that it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's
that's
like
astronomical.
Good
so you really, from the business standpoint, yeah. So you really can't tell him anything, and then he believes you know how the NFL thinks the shield is the key. He thinks the star is the key, and so I can, I found one, I can find another, and so I just don't think he wanted to pay him. Because I was just like everyone else. I was just like, oh, this is like Dak. Oh, this is like Zach Martin. Oh, this is like, CD. This is a way to keep our names in the news through the whole cycle.
Yep. I get that. I'm with B. I think it's a little deeper and personal because there are things that are coming out now that people have talked to Michael Parsons about off the record and say, hey, Jerry Jones and Michael Parsons said, hold on. We don't have that kind of relationship. He ain't my guy like that.
Yeah, I understand that, and I believe that is the case. Oh, the you work for me. Y'all remember that clip? I think it was like last year. It was Jamie Foxx was at Cowboys practice, and he was streaming it, and Jerry was going over what's name, and he said, yeah. So I'm not gonna go into it, but
right.
If you've seen 12 Years a Slave, it's almost the same thing. So I'm just saying, yes, that had something to do with it. It had something to do with it.
Yeah,
but I also think he didn't want to pay him.
But why not? Why pay Dak? Why pay CD? But
not Micah.
Not Micah.
Because it's an offensive league and the quarterback is still the big thing. Even though you notice how we're in this football, we're getting in football, and you don't see no Dak commercials.
True, but hey man, here's the thing: Michael Parsons was the identity of the Cowboys defense.
To play devil's advocate, Jerry would go, that defense wasn't that good.
Yeah, you've heard him continue saying since this trade happened, we're trying to stop the run. So, like, all right, so let me
that's a shot too, and that's a shot I always take at Michael Parsons, but that was a shot.
It's not as okay. So yeah, he doesn't stuff the run, but Micah he holds his own. Like he holds his own. He's able to stand up lineman when he wants to. When he wants to, he's able to stand up lineman, shed blocks, and get off and get a run stop.
Here's my thing. What you just said, B. He can do it, and at the same time, this is why I was puzzled. Michael Parsons is not just turning 26 years old.
Yeah.
So, I just honestly, I think the same guy, Malata, they asked him a question. They said, if Jerry could give up all his money in the world, or he could have all the money in the world to win a Super Bowl, which one he would do? He said he would give up all his money in the world to get a Super Bowl. Why? Because he wants a Super Bowl that says it's my way, not Jimmy's, mine. So this is still about control and my way. So
very much so.
Good point, kid, man. I forgot about that.
And here's the thing about Jimmy, right? Okay, so quite naturally, with the trade of this magnitude with the Dallas Cowboys, everybody's going to bring up the Herschel Walker trade, right? So,
Yes.
like, can y'all stop? Can you stop? Because Brian Schottenheimer is the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, not Jimmy Johnson.
True.
Shoot, not even Barry Switzer, bro. Not even Barry Switzer. It's Brian Schottenheimer.
It's not even that. It's not even that. The reason why they bring that trade is like, oh, we're going to do the same thing. You don't have Jimmy Johnson there, a man who in 1989 was so plugged into the NFL. I mean, to college. He knew all. He knew, and people like, I still remember, you watched the U documentaries. A lot of his running backs were like, why you pick me? He picked Emmett because I seen him. He was killing me.
Right.
I want him.
Yeah.
They're not as good as the scouting department is. What they did in 89, the NFL was weird back then. Not everybody, the 49ers, the Redskins, the Giants, maybe the Broncos. Those teams had, no, I'm talking about scouting departments. Those teams had scouting departments. Now they're, I'm talking maybe 7 teams had good scouting departments. Now there's in a 32 team league, there's probably 25 really good scouts.
And
so
look,
you can't.
I'm going to take it a different direction to both of y'all. With this trade, I've been, looking at social media and things like that. The Packers have moved up in Vegas with the betting odds, making it to the Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly, B. So I know my Saints, we ain't doing nothing. So for your Falcons, B, and K-Man for your Broncos, would y'all play? Would y'all like to play them in the playoffs or like in the Super Bowl or like going to the Super Bowl or something like that? Because people have put the Packers above the Lions right now.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
We played them this year. I still see a dub and for the Broncos. And we already know what happens when we play the Packers in the Super Bowl. When the Broncos play the Packers in the Super Bowl. We already know what's going to happen. But all jokes aside, when we get to our previews, you're going to hear my thoughts. This is before the trade. I had high hopes on them last year, and I had high hopes on the Packers this year. So,
Micah hasn't done anything of note when the Cowboys didn't make the playoffs. So he still has
talk about it.
He still has, a little bit to prove to me. I look
a little bit.
Look, I love Micah as a player because he's a freak. He's a freak. He can rush from anywhere. Love him as a player. But y'all know on this podcast, I have always questioned his drive to be great. And he doesn't exude that. Maybe Matt LaFleur can pull it out of him. I don't know.
Ooh,
but I don't know. But this trade moved the needle for the media and the fans more than it did realistically, and more than it did for me personally. Because I just don't like. Okay, so I get it, right? The Packers were the youngest team last year to ever make the playoffs. They're a really young team, right? So they have youth, and so whenever you have a lot of youth, and you make this type of trade, like, okay, Kenny Clark was a leader in that locker room. First of all,
right? True.
He was a leader, and he was not only on the defensive line, not only on the defense, he was a leader in the locker room.
Right.
And so you trade leadership for not so much leadership, gang of talent. Things like that matter. So, Vegas may see this move in negligees and silk robes. And I don't see this move that way. Now, will the Packers still be good? Yes. Will they still make the playoffs? Yes. Will they challenge for the division? Probably. But I'm not ready to pencil them in to go to Levi's. I'm not.
You made a good point, B. But think about this. When was the last time the Packers had a voice like Micah Parsons that's kind of out loud, has his own podcast?
That can be a problem as well because Green Bay
Small
is a tiny market that they don't go for all that.
So my coworker was telling me yesterday that sneaker guy PJ Tucker and the dude who has the 502 of whatever podcast, the point guard with the big eyes, played at the Falcons.
Yeah,
can't think of his name.
Gosh, I can't. I see his face, but
I
can't think of his name.
So I didn't know that he was on the Bucks championship team. So I guess he was staying at PJ's house when they were on the team. He's the end of the bench, and they were talking about how they used to do videos of how there was nothing to do in Wisconsin.
Green Bay. Yeah.
And no, and they were in Milwaukee. They were in Milwaukee, and they couldn't find anything to do. Green Bay, come on, what are we doing? But here's the thing about that: loudness doesn't mean anything. The Packers, he will never eclipse what Reggie White meant to that.
K-Man.
So, I mean, I'm just talking about star power, notoriety. He ain't that. That. Charles Woodson, maybe. I
don't even see that. Look. There's a pecking order in Green Bay.
True.
of all-time greatness for that franchise, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you got one dude, the dude that
you got Bart Starr,
the fraudster. You got him, the fraudster Favre.
Yeah,
and then you got dudes like Dorsey. You got Dorsey Levens, Bart Starr, Donald Driver. Let's see.
Sterling.
I don't even. Yeah, Sterling.
But you got the biggest name of all. The name that's named for the trophy.
Yeah, Vince.
So it's Title Town. I mean, so him going there, he's gonna realize it's about business there, and hopefully he understands business. And I don't want to go on this talk a little too long. The one thing the narrative I can't stand. And I know that we live in this day and age where people have their own opinions. Hey, we have a podcast. You're hearing our opinion.
Right.
But this notion that he's a generational talent, we need to stop this. He's not there's a thing between generational talent and generational player and very productive.
Well, okay.
He's very productive.
He's
not a generational talent.
Hold on. Give us your definition of generational talent.
Oh, that's easy. Okay, I'm not going to go this route. Okay. Because I was going to say John Elway, but I'm not going to do it. Adrian Peterson. That's a generational talent. You saw him in college he should be in the NFL. Eric Dickerson. Generational talent. Barry Sanders. Generational talent. Emmitt Smith. Very productive. Tom Brady. Very productive.
Hey, man, you these offensive players. Give me a defensive one that was generational.
We just said it. Reggie White. The person they always compare him to. He's not. Lawrence Taylor. And here's the thing about a generational talent. A generational talent is usually a generation in football or sports. It's 10 years. Lawrence Taylor came in 81. We didn't see another type dude like him, even though there was some until Derek Thomas.
Yeah.
That's the name I was thinking, K-Man.
LeBron James is a generational
Darrell Reeves.
Okay, I was going this route.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Darryl Green, and then 6 years later you have Dion.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you don't get anybody to Charles Woodson and Champ Bailey. And then after them, you don't get anybody to Darrell Reeves. And now you don't get anybody until Pat Surtain and Derek Stingley Jr. There are good players. They are very, very good players. But there's some players that I remember seeing Derek Stingley in the championship. I'm like, this dude should be playing the pros. He was a freshman.
Yeah.
He was a fresh. It's like,
Hey, look.
Let me show you how deep this is and how unbiased I am. Marvin Harrison Jr. is not a generational talent.
No.
The wide receiver Ohio State has right now, is a generational talent.
That guy,
And you know I don't like praising Ohio State.
He a beast.
Yeah.
He a big. He's
Yeah.
man. Look, he a beast.
Look, I'll say this. This is the last thing I'll say about this, and we, if y'all don't have anything else, we can move on.
Yeah.
So, but it still rings true how much of a PR and marketing genius Jerry Jones is, because who else would go this length to take the conversation away from the defending champs leading up to week 1 than one Jerry Jones?
I give you that one.
Who else?
Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
Yep.
Nobody has mentioned the Eagles in the last 72 hours.
In the lead up to the game, that's all it's going to be.
His whole thing was strategic.
Before the beatdown.
The whole
and then after the game, it's going like, why do we waste time talking about them lames? That's what's going to happen.
No, they can still be talking about them because they'll be talking about how much they needed Micah. Philly had to go 3 deep. I mean, I'm just saying.
Look, as Johnny Cock was saying in Seinfeld.
All right, man. Wow. We spent way too much time on it.
Way too much time. Way too much time.
You see what the Cowboys do, though? That's the effect they have on, everybody that talks about it.
That was way too much time. I'm scrapping the second topic. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's get into our previews, which you're really here for, not Cowboys talk, because no one cares about them. We're here about the NFL preview because the 2025-2026 season is upon us. It is here. And because we have rebranded, because we're 3 deep in you, we are going to do something that we've never do. Because Brandon was right. The whole mantra of the old pause, we know nothing. Now we know a little bit something.
Right.
And so we're going to give our division previews. We're not going to delve into all the teams because a lot of them not worth it, and I'm not getting sponsored unless Prize Picks or somebody else wants to help. I will go 3 deep in this for some cash.
Right, so.
Oh man,
we got to
right.
look. We got to put hashtag Lysol. We can get something.
Yeah. All right. So y'all want to start with the NFC or the AFC?
It don't matter. We can go AFC.
Let's go to NFC because we already talked about. Let's go NFC East because we already talked about one team. All right. Your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys? Go.
Well, I had them. I have them finishing 3rd in the division. Naturally, they're not. Yeah. Of course, they're not as good as the Eagles. They weren't before this trade, but now they really aren't. They were not as good as the Commanders before the trade. Now they really aren't. So I have the Cowboys going 9-8. I don't have them. I don't have them making the playoffs. They blatantly made themselves worse by trading Michael Parsons. Not only trading Michael Parsons, but trading Michael Parsons within the conference to a team that historically has taken your lunch money in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Historically and recently.
That's what puzzled me. B. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, and so, but before Michael was ever traded, Zach Martin, he retired. DeMarcus Lawrence left for Seattle, and they don't have a running back one. No. I mean, we'll see what the kid Jaden Blue looks like that they got out of the 5th round out of Texas. We'll see what he looks like when he gets healthy. But right now they don't have a running back one. They got a rookie right guard who may be good one day, but
And B, you just said it. The Cowboys keep talking about their offensive line is their strength.
Yeah, I mean, and that still may be the case because the team they're not that good. Of course, at the end of the day, they still got Dak, who's good, not great. They still got CD. They now have George Pickens, who they gave up a 3rd round pick for, who they're going to have to pay if he does anything of significance. So they have pieces, but I just think it adds up to a 9-8 season.
I'll take a step further than that, B. I have the Cowboys either 8-9. I would say 7-11 because I looked at the moves. 7-10. I looked at the moves the Cowboys made. They lost Parsons. They don't have a running back. They got 2 good receivers. We're going to see how the play calling is going to be. And I have the Giants at the bottom, but the Giants and the Cowboys, in my opinion, y'all, could flip-flop either way. Because if Jackson Dart starts for the Giants, that could be a difference maker. Now, like you said, this division belongs to the Eagles.
Right.
It belongs to the Eagles, and everybody keeps putting my man Jalen Hurts down. I think he's a top 10 QB. That's me.
Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl MVP. Diced up, at the time, one of the top defenses in the league in the Super Bowl. I mean, all he did in the playoffs. Yeah, for the second time. He's done that twice now. But all he did leading up to that in the playoffs was dice everybody else up. So, what's the problem?
B, that's a whole different subject. Go ahead.
Yeah, for real.
All right, so my brothers are so eloquent and they're so knowledgeable, and they have what's the name? I'm here for one-liners and jokes. The Dallas Cowboys, nothing burger. They're a nothing burger. I'm sorry. I'm not wasting my time on this team. Look, they got a quarterback. If he stays healthy, all right, cool. The defense is George Pickens is, and if it's a frustrating season, like my brother Sean said, George Pickens is going to go George Pickens. So, nothing burger.
I like it.
Yep. On to the Giants.
Look, I already said the Cowboys and the Giants could flip-flop based on how the season starts. Because if Jackson Dart starts, man, Jackson Dart, I watched him in college. I mean, dude's a gamer. He reminds me of a young Brett Favre. The way he can throw the ball and he'll run. He'll take off and run. But
so we should make him a tight end?
No, he ain't no tight end.
You sound like Taysom Hill to me. I'm just saying.
He plays like one. To be honest with you, if you watch,
let's just make him a tight end. He's not a quarterback. Look, what did I say about the historically fraudulent franchise? Look, in the 60s, they had their head coach, and their offensive coordinator was the guy that's named after the Super Bowl. And their defensive coordinator is Tom Landry. And then after those two dudes left and their head coach retired, they went into the wilderness. And until Pete Rozelle said, hey, you're screwing it up, and gave him George Young. George Young hired Bill Parcells. Then they went on their run. Then after Parcells left, they went down to the wilderness. And what did they do? They hired Parcells' offensive coordinator, Tom Coughlin, and then they won 2 rings, and now they're in the wilderness again. Unless, and I'm sorry, Roger Goodell ain't Pete Rozelle. This is a fraudulent franchise. So I'm not wasting my time on individuals who should have been fired a while ago. This is a joke.
But K-Man, you got to think, the market they're in, the market, New York City, man, big ass.
It's the reason why the Knicks are the most valuable NBA team. Is yes, we know what New York does, but I don't care. It's about if you put the Packers in New York, oh my God, they would be football's Yankees because how consistent they are. The Yankees are the gold standard in that town because of the wins. Everyone else is fraudulent, and even the Yankees get dumped on because they won so much that when they have good seasons, you ain't win a title. That's how good they are.
K-Man,
the Giants ain't in that category.
You also have, since you brought the Yankees, you also have to look up the Yankees payroll. They had one of the biggest payrolls in sports, along with the Dodgers.
They also
So
have
they
it's homegrown talent. They didn't buy Aaron Judge, but it's not a baseball podcast. The Giants things. Jackson Dart, they just drafted him to save the GM and the coach's job. It's not going to work.
That's what I think too, K-Man. I give you that one.
Yeah. On paper, the defense is, rather legit. I like the defense. However, the game's not played on paper. Russell Wilson starts the season as QB1. It's only a matter of time before Jackson Dart takes over. I think that change will happen sooner than later. And so I have the Giants finishing 5-12. 5-12.
I think their defense is actually really good, and I think, but by week 6 and 7, they're going to like, what is this for? And they're going to just mail it in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I think it all a person on the coaching. In my opinion.
All right.
Look, the Commanders. What y'all?
Commanders. I called them Del Boca Vista. The oldest roster in the league. I don't understand. And it's old for no reason. You just got a bunch of old players. You have a cost control quarterback. You don't have to pay this kid until 2020.
I think 28, right?
28, 27?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Why are you getting all these old people around him? Why is Bobby Wagner still getting checks? Why is Zach Ertz still getting checks?
Why is Von Miller there?
And you starting Von Miller at 36 with
whoa. They're starting Von?
Yes, they're starting him.
Wow. Yeah, he'll be out for the season by week 4.
I don't understand what they're doing. They're doubling. Last year they were old. I fully understand that because you had to redo everything, because of the Snyder mess. You doubling down on it? You had more money. Only the Patriots had more money than you.
But K-Man, it worked last year, K-Man.
Yeah, you think it's gonna work? That's why I said Del Boca Vista. What they did last year was great. You ain't sneaking them up on anybody next year. You don't have a loser schedule like you did last year.
And I think B, you said something to that earlier. We was texting. B was like, "No, it's not gonna happen the second year." Go ahead, B.
So,
like, guess what, Jaden? There's a full year of film on you now.
Yep.
So the spotlight is on you.
Yeah, y'all did say that.
You're gonna have to play better than you did last year because for all the glitz and glam and all the other stuff that the media did and put on him, after last season, he was not that guy. He wasn't that great.
After week 6.
Yeah, after week 6, he was very, very much so very pedestrian. Very pedestrian. And so he's gonna have to be better. I think he needs to stop running so much and learn how to dissect the defense from the pocket because his build does not support the Josh Allen type running that he likes to do. And so it's going to be interesting. The front 7 is okay on the defense. Back end, I'm still concerned about.
The back end.
What'll be interesting to me is how they're going to divvy up this running game load since they shockingly to me, they sent off Brian Robinson Jr. to the 49ers.
Yeah.
Who was
I want that shot.
Well, y'all are in the market. Y'all live in that market. I
don't pay attention to him, but at the times I saw him, I thought he was an okay run back. I thought he was an okay running back. And they liked the kid they drafted in the 7th round. My issue with them is this. This was a super deep running back class, and you waited to the 7th round to get a running back. This was a super deep tight end class. You didn't get anybody.
Hold on, K-Man. America, K-Man grew up in the Washington, D.C., in the city.
I grew up in the city.
He just said, I don't pay attention to him.
I don't. I really don't. People tell me they're great. I watch them, and I'm just like, all right, cool. Yeah. But it's fanatics. If I go when I go to Denver, they'll tell me that the Broncos are great, and they'll be 6-11. It's just fanaticism. I understand it. I'm more of a I have to see, and then I see he's special.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand why you didn't double down on getting him more receivers and more. And I mean, I like the Tunsil trade, but and then this whole Terry McLaurin issue.
That was wild, man.
Yeah.
Look, we saw the deal. It's funny money. You gave him $41 million guaranteed. Yeah, he gets technically 33. No, it's funny money. He's done after he's getting cut after the 2026 season.
Exactly. That last year could be voided.
Why didn't you just do this earlier? This deal could have been done a month ago. What was this done? Now I told a friend of mine. Now Adam Peters, when he got his first start, with Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Then after that, he went to John Elway and the Broncos, and he stayed there the Super Bowl run, and then he got John Lynch. You see how the Patriots and the Broncos and the 49ers handle business. Wait till the last damn minute, and this didn't need to be done.
Yeah.
I get him. So look.
I got them going 11-6.
Mm.
I got them going 12-5 again, B.
I have them going 9-8. No, 10-7. I have 10-7.
I got them going 12-5 again. But so look, let's get to the Eagles.
Big dogs. That's they big dogs. They are the big dogs in that division, in that conference, and in this league.
So K-Man, hold on, K-Man. So you saying they could possibly go back to Super Bowl?
Go back to Super Bowl and repeat. There's a very good possibility. They have the best GM in football, and what I like about him being as good as he is, I think GMs and personnel departments in the NFL don't get the run that they should. Baseball, they give it to you. Basketball, a little bit, but not. Howie Roseman is changing the game. He is a star, and it's not I don't trade to be trading. There's always strategy and nuance and forward thinking in his trades. And the only issue I have is Jalen Hurts has another offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But K-Man, to what you just said, how does that make Jalen Hurts look? Is he a good quarterback having these different coordinators and still excelling?
People, in sports, especially in this day and age of sports, nuance is gone. They don't understand what continuity means.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning came into this league and he had the same offensive coordinator for his whole entire run in Indianapolis, and Peyton was so good he took that concept to Denver. Tom Brady had his same offensive coordinator up until after the second Super Bowl, and then he had Josh McDaniels for so long. Patrick Mahomes has the greatest quarterbacks coach of all time.
Yeah, Andy Reid, man. Yeah.
This thing of having the same, you see me wearing a hat. This is the first year that Bo Nix has the same offensive coordinator for the second year in a row. It matters. Same thing, it's going to help with Michael Penix. That's why I think some of these people saying stuff about him is like, well, he's in the same system 2 years in a row. Unfortunately, CJ Stroud is not.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, this is the reason why a lot of teams want the head coach to be the offensive coordinator, because no matter what happens with the turnovers, the offensive philosophy and play calling, it's going to stay the same.
Be consistent, yeah.
So Jalen Hurts didn't have that, and so we get this because whatever.
Go ahead, B. What you got, B?
Yeah, I mean they the champs, bro. They're the class of the league until proven otherwise. They did lose Jason Kelce. I think to an extent that will matter a little bit, but
Jason Kelce.
Yeah, he retired.
He retired. Retired 2 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
He wasn't there last year?
No,
I
thought he was there last year.
No.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he was on the pot. Yeah. Okay, scrap that. Okay, yeah. But anyway, yeah. Parenting will do that to you, bro.
Yeah.
But
He
yeah,
got $100 million podcast because him and his brother are so talented.
because his brother likes ironing boards, but
All
that's
the
neither here nor there.
All the Swifties.
Yeah.
Wow. True, but wow.
Yeah, 13-4, man. 13-4 is what I got the Eagles going.
I got the same thing, B. 13-4, possibly 14-3. But I solid 13-4. I was thinking the same thing, man.
Yeah, the only reason why I say 13-4 is as fluky as the NFC East can be sometimes. The reality is they're probably going to split with Dallas. They're probably going to split with Washington, and they'll find some other way to, hiccup down the road, whether it be due to injury or whatever. So I figure, 13-4 is my basement for them.
That's what I say. Yeah.
The only thing I need to throw in is Nick Sirianni got a contract extension. Nick Sirianni seems like he got everything controlled. If he has everything in control, I don't see any splits. Maybe with the Commanders, but no one else.
Well, Kate, man, I wouldn't, and I want to thank you all too for bringing to my attention last season. Nick Sirianni, y'all were saying he's not a good coach, but the GM has given him the right pieces. The GM has put all the pieces in place for him.
No, I think I'm starting to think like about Nick Sirianni, like I think about Jalen Hurts. I don't know what he does within that locker room. I think he might be a good coach for that team. So he might be not the classic head coach that we think of. Right. Your Andy Reid's, your Matt LaFleur. Yeah. So maybe it's a different way, and it works for him. So,
he was a rookie head coach when he got to Philadelphia, and he needed time to grow. He needed time to mature, and I think he did both. And he's grown into the role, and the players, the whole locker room respects him. The more importantly, Jeff Lurie and Howie Roseman respect him.
True.
And so, while that was true then, he wasn't a good. I haven't always looked highly upon him, but this dude has done nothing but take his team to 2 Super Bowls and win one.
I know, right? You can't dispute that, B. You can't dispute that.
Yeah, I mean, like let's give credit where credit's due.
Yep. Yeah. All right, on to the NFC North. All right, let's talk about the Packers. Well, here's what. No, let's start with the Lions. I'm gonna go with the Lions first. Let's go with the Lions. My notes. I root for them. I really like the Lions. I like the head coach. I love Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes, his story. I read his story. His story is so good. His story is so good. I like that team. Yes, they did lose a lot.
They did.
Ben Johnson, the offense coordinator and the defensive coordinator. I think they lost more from the defensive side than the offensive side. I hold Aaron Glenn. Yeah, no, sorry. Aaron Glenn higher.
I'm the opposite kid, man. But go ahead.
Because he was putting the defense together with spit and bubblegum and dirt. Because he had so many injuries, and he was still keeping that defense together. Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson is creative. He's very creative, and it's all great, and it looks like Madden numbers and all that other stuff. Until I see it, he reminds me of Kyle Shanahan. When it counts,
yeah,
what it do? So that's why
Commanders killed him in that playoff game.
Yeah, I got the Lions winning that division. It's not as much of a sure thing as it was, let's say, 48 hours ago. But I still have them finishing, first in the division at 14-3.
Damn, B, 14-3.
Yeah, I got they're my one seed in the NFC. They're my one seed in the NFC. Ben Johnson's got to worry about Michael Parsons now. You know, that's a thing. And so Aiden Hutchinson is back healthy. They lost Aaron Glenn, which is gonna be bigger, a lot bigger than a lot of people are talking about. But I think they overcome it. I think they overcome it. Losing Frank Ragnow hurts. But I think that they have the piece as long as they stay healthy and committed to the run game. Stay healthy. Don't try to make Jared Goff win you games. Let Jared Goff manage your games.
Yeah, and for the I wouldn't have him that high. I would have him at maybe 12-5 B, because I have to look at who's calling the plays. I want to see who's calling the plays. I want to see how Goff responds to the play calling. Also, I need to look at that defense because, like I said, they lost Aaron Glenn. I want to see how the defense plays. But you said they got Hutchinson back. That's a big plus. Mm-hmm. But I want to see how the defense is going to mesh, because we know how the head coach is. The head coach is my man Dan Campbell. My man, he's hard. He looked like he still play football.
Now, as much as I said I love Brad Holmes, I wish they'd have done more on the defensive front in the offseason. I know, you're getting Aiden back, and he was playing at a high level. But now I'm hearing that you're thinking about bringing back what's his name that played last year? They traded for Zadarius Smith.
Zadarius Smith.
It's like, really? I'm like, okay. But it was just like, we'll see. But I root for them. On to the Packers.
Yeah.
My note for them, I root for them part 2. I like that team. I like Jordan Love, LaFleur, Brian Gutekunst, their GM. I love that they got a wide receiver in the first round. I love it. For two reasons. One is because they needed one, and two, it's got that loser in Pittsburgh.
I mean, and K-Man, to your point, that might be one of the best ran franchises.
Have to sports. Be. They have no owner. Period. They have no owner, so they have to be really well run. They just got a new president because they have a clause in their contract that their president, once they turn 70, has to resign. So that's letting you know that they're not letting an old person be in there super long because, hey, so that they follow under the Ted Thompson tree of how to create. And then, so I like this team. I think consistency is their issue. And we know Jordan is really, really talented. Get some of that Aaron Rodgers crap out of your system. And just play,
So what's their record, K-Man? What you got them going?
I got them 11-6. I think they're going to challenge Detroit for the division, but I think ultimately Detroit's going to win. Yeah. Detroit went 15-2. I don't see that happening. I mean, I see a step back, and I think Green Bay is not quite there to win the division, but they are a sneaky Super Bowl.
They're going to compete.
Yeah. So I mean, we already know the obvious. We already talked about it. Christmas came early for Matt LaFleur. Mm-hmm. With Micah, and all it took was 2 firsts and Kenny Clark, who will be 30 in October. Yeah. But like I said earlier, that doesn't automatically vault them into title contention. But what it does is it makes them better, and it makes them. This is the important one. It makes them more dangerous, especially when it gets towards the end of the season. What was already one of the youngest teams in the NFL is now even younger.
True.
And their window of opportunity is wide open. I got them going 12-5.
And I think they will use Micah how he was supposed to be used.
Exactly, K-Man.
Remember, the reason why he dropped because they thought he was going to be an off-ball linebacker who could pressure. Yeah. Then the Cowboys had injuries, and then they started using him as an edge. Exactly. But maybe they'll have him doing more of what he was supposed to do.
Lawrence Taylor type
Well,
player. Come on, man.
I think the best thing for Micah in that defense is for them to not glue him to one spot.
Right.
Move him around, make the offensive line where is he? Every play, move him around.
And B, not just the offensive line, the whole offensive coordinator and the quarterback. Where's the guy? Where's he at? Where's he lined up?
But also he's athletic enough that what he did in Penn State, have him travel with the tight end, have him, just give him different looks.
You got that speed.
He is a chess piece. This may be where we see really how good he is, because in Dallas he had to do that as a necessity. I don't know so much now, so you can move him around. He can be as Joker type.
And look, K-Man and B, y'all just brought it up. The Chicago Bears, y'all said that Ben Johnson now is going to have to worry about Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
Which is now we know Ben Johnson is a really good play caller from what he did in Detroit.
Yeah. Oh, so we're moving to the Bears?
He's in the Bears now. Okay, man.
No. Are we moving to the Bears now? Are we moving
to the Bears. To the Bears.
Okay, so the Bears.
He's there now. I want to start with you, K-Man. How do you think your homeboy that went to Gonzaga High School is going to do?
From Bowie. First of all, he's from Bowie. He went to Gonzaga is down the street from my house. He went to Bowie. He's from Bowie. All right. So what happened about the Bears? All right, Bobby Murphy.
we got another bird in the building. Shout out to the Eagles.
Yeah. As we said before, if you didn't see before, big dogs. They're the big dogs.
Yeah, for real, they got it.
Yeah. But for the Bears.
But look, K-Man, you made me laugh. Why? You said Bears. Your first statement was to laugh.
Yeah, because it made me laugh. Yeah, the Cowboys suck. They really do. But on to the Bears. Not wasting my time on this team. Not wasting my time. First year head coach. I'm sorry. Kevin Warren's still their president. Ryan Poles is still their GM. I'm not doing this. Yes. Ben Johnson will take more control. But until those two, and it's sad for me to say brothers are getting fired, I don't care. Caleb, I just want him to be protected more.
Yeah.
And
make better decisions, right?
Quicker decisions.
Yeah.
I want to make quicker decisions.
He's gonna have to make quicker decisions because now he's got Michael breathing down his throat.
The Colston Loveland pick, love it. Yeah. Hated it for my team, but love it for them. I want them to run the ball more. I just want them to be more efficient. I think they will have intelligence at their head coach position because I just yesterday watched the Thanksgiving Day game with the Bears and the Lions and saw the stupidness of Eberflus, and I was just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But
you know where he's at now, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not missing it. Told you, stop wasting my time. But for the Bears, they ain't making the playoffs. It's just Chicago hype because they're in Chicago.
The Bears fan base is an interesting one. You don't hear a whole lot about it. You don't hear a whole lot about them, but like within themselves, they are crazy. Like within themselves, they're like, this might be our year. This might be our year. But you don't hear that because they're not on the same level or on the same scale as like a Dallas fan base, right? So the Bears, they're young, they're exciting. I get it. But they're still a year or two away from doing anything meaningful. They improved the offensive line. And that'll help Caleb a little bit, maybe help him stay more patient in the pocket. But speaking on Caleb, he needs to be as shrewd and witty in the film room as he is on social media. If he does that, then he'll get better and possibly lead them to 8 wins, like I have them going 8-9.
That's what if that we 9.
On to the Vikings. My notes for them are take a massive step back, but they're going to keep fighting. Look, Kevin O'Connell's the truth.
Yeah.
He's a good coach. Yeah.
He is the truth. And Brian Flores is like that. Should be still a head coach, but you know what happens when you're suing the NFL. But they're going to take look.
Yeah.
They won a lot of one-score games last year.
They did.
And that's not going to happen. But it's going to get better. They have JJ's coming. JJ's going to finally be playing after having any injury.
Yeah.
They're going to, this is a Shanahan McVay offense with the O'Connell twist. I need people to start saying that.
Thunder. Because K-Man, that's where I was going to go, K-Man. Go ahead, K-Man.
They're going to run the ball. They improved their defense because Flores was doing magic with pixie dust last year. So they're going to improve the defense. I don't understand the ceiling. I mean, yes, I understand. I know why they got
it was necessary.
But he's 36. But okay.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be in the playoffs. And they're going to take a step back. Probably 9-8, probably 8-9.
I was thinking 9-8, or maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But this year is to build to find out if JJ's the one and build from that.
But K-Man, that's what they're banking on because he has the weapons. The key is for the Vikings is going to be their defense.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was their strong suit last year. Is going to continue to be the strength of the team this year. Listen, you talk about Adam Thielen. Look, there wasn't a healthy outside of Justin. There wasn't a healthy receiver within 20 miles of that practice facility. There was, there was, but Jordan was suspended, so they needed help. They needed help.
Yeah.
Their recipe is got to be running the ball with Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, and giving JJ the type of okay, so let me talk about JJ for a second, right? So JJ was one of my favorite quarterbacks coming out last year. Mm-hmm. He was one of the more accurate quarterbacks. I think he can make any throw.
Yeah.
But with any new starter, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. So let's not be so quick to judge him because there are going to be some mistakes. There are going to be some mistakes made. Okay, but like y'all said, he's got a wonderful coach in Kevin O'Connell, and they got a great running game. They got a great offensive line to lean on, and a really good defense. So, like y'all said, I think that adds up to 9-8 for me.
Well, B,
but it's going to be a learning year.
I don't know if it's going to be a learning year, B, because this is the second year in the system. He knows,
but he didn't play.
But last year he didn't play. He had the meniscus, and then somehow he hurt it again. So he's now. Here's the thing about JJ, because Michigan Wolverine fan as I am, but the same thing that you say about Jaden Daniels weight, you can say about JJ. JJ's small. He's a small dude. He's a very small dude.
He is
about 6 feet. Yeah.
No. He's about 6'2". I'm talking about weight wise.
Yeah. I don't. Jaden Daniels got that JJ Walker build. I don't see that with JJ McCarthy.
But because Jaden's taller. JJ's about like 6'2". Jaden's like 6'3" and like wiry. But JJ's if you watch JJ just walk down the street, like who's this little kid? Also, JJ's mad young too. I think he just turned 22.
21, 22. Yeah.
Turned 22. So
Bobby said trade Dak to the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings are that stupid.
No.
No.
And my man Bobby, I love your comments. I hope you subscribe.
Yeah, man. Subscribe, man. Subscribe and like.
Oh, pause on the break. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment on this video. 3 Deep Coverage Podcast. We going 3 deep in yet.
He's gonna make that the tagline.
We're not getting no money from YouTube right now.
What's the next division?
All right, we're going to y'all division, but we'll save the Falcons and Saints later. We're going to the NFC South, and we're gonna go to the big dogs of that division. And
Big dogs.
The Tampa Bay,
Okay.
yeah.
The
And
dogs,
so
maybe.
yeah, and so
They're not very big.
my tag, my message for them: tallest man in a room full of dwarfs.
Okay.
You know,
I take offense to that, but okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
And it's just they're consistent, and that's how they're winning the division.
It's because and came in to that point, they're winning the division because of the defense.
Well, no,
And
Baker last year and
Baker-
Age of
Baker-
Wonder.
Look.
I'm gonna tell you, Baker's in a Favre.
Does he scam the system too?
I don't think so.
He had to go there, man.
Look, Baker is sometimes all or nothing type of quarterback. So sometimes you get it all, and then sometimes you get nothing.
Exactly.
But I like what Jason Light has done. Todd Bowles is mad underrated. I think he gets dumped on him too much because y'all don't understand what he does. I mean, not y'all, but the media, outside media. But I like the team. They're strong, but they win because they're consistent, because everyone around them is falling by the wayside. If other teams consistently step up, no, they won't be the tallest guy in a room full of dwarfs. But right now they are. So that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right. So what's the record we think they're gonna go?
It's probably the same, 10-7.
Same thing, B? 10-7?
Yeah, I got them at 10-7. But I'm tired of everybody acting like they're just so much better than Atlanta. I mean, you know, we did sweep them last year. It came down to, you know, week 18 for them to seal it up. You know, as good and as consistent as they are. So let's just stop with this. They're the class of the division stuff. Let's hush that.
I would the class
next team.
Someone is peeved. All right. Next team. The Carolina Panthers. I don't know about them, but I root for Bryce.
Exactly.
But they got a toxic dude at top, and Dave Tepper.
I knew you was going there, K man. I knew you was gonna go there.
Look, unless you're Andy Reid and you're really, really good at your job, you can overcome a bad owner. I don't know if Dave Canales can do this. And another little point. Before Dave Tepper became the owner of the Panthers, he was a minority owner in the Steelers. Before him was Jimmy Haslam with the Browns. I see the Steelers aren't doing enough to show these people how to really run an organization, or the Steelers just taking their cash, because these dudes come in and they are screwing it up.
Yeah,
but
go ahead. Look,
6-11, 7-10.
I said,
yeah. See,
so
yeah.
Go ahead.
I got them at 7-10. I got them at 7-10. They will be better. They will be better than they were last year. They just got to get consistent quarterback play. Bryce has got to be consistent, and they need to find a way to make the game easy for him, right? And you do that by running the ball and playing solid defense. That defense is atrocious. Let's just call it for what it is, right? But I think the offense will be good enough to carry them for the majority of the season. Now, as Kennedy stated, Dave Tepper, you know, just it ain't a whole lot going to change as long as he's up top, as long as he's in charge. But I mean, I do like Dave Canales. The fans around here do, as y'all know, I do live in the market, so you know the fans. The fans have taken to Dave Canales. They love Bryce Young. to the point where he thinks that they think he's going to lead them to the playoffs, maybe 5 years from now. But yeah, not this year.
Look,
7
so look,
Go
I
ahead.
like starting some ish. So B, I want you to do this for me, B, and I want you to document this. So when Atlanta Falcons come, I need you to go to the game of Falcons series. Take some video, do some pictures, B. Come on,
First of all, I'm not giving David Tepper my money. I will stay here on my couch and watch that beat down from the comfort of my own home. I'm not giving David Tepper my money to go see us violate the Panthers. No, I will not.
Oh, and to circle back to the Bucks, and we can go to the next division. So Dave Canales was offensive coordinator for Baker 2 years ago. They lost him. They had Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen is now the head coach for the Jaguars. So this is the third offensive coordinator for Baker. Maybe it doesn't work, but we'll see.
Yeah.
On to the NFC.
Quick pause. Quick pause.
Oh, you saw
I got DJ Mixology Jay up in the chat.
I saw it.
Hey, listen, my guy. It's a clickbait title, and it evidently it worked because it got you up in here. Listen, the Cowboys, like, they never got started. Okay, so you can't be finished when you never start. So, like, y'all got some work to do, man. Y'all got some work to do. You rewind back a little bit in the podcast.
In the podcast
talked about Dallas. We talked about Dallas at the top of the show. And so yeah, I mean, y'all don't stink, y'all don't suck, but y'all are Dallas. You should know what that means.
Yes,
you should know what that means.
And unfortunately, in sports, you either want to be really good or really bad. You don't want to be mediocre, because mediocre doesn't help you get draft picks. And so,
about you calling in. Look, bro, we a mom and pop. We ain't got that. We ain't got that capability yet.
Right.
You see, we still on the free plan where you still got StreamYard branding up here.
So look, we got people that want to be guests on the show.
Yeah, I mean, thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, you're absolutely right. Like, all of the media does it, bro. You put the Cowboys in the title, you get eyeballs. So you're actually right. We did use Dallas's name.
Stephen A. Smith says it all the time. Why we talk about the Cowboys so much? He's like, why is the ESPN talk about because you people turn in? So thank you,
America's team.
Yeah. And my guy Bobby Murphy in the chat. He's an Eagles fan. Y'all two can go at it while we talk about the next division. He'll explain to you while y'all are poo poo. All right, let's go.
All right, the NFC West. Let's start with. I don't know. This might be the best division in football.
Oh boy.
Let's start with the Seattle Seahawks. I did not know they went 10-7 last year. I did not know.
The Geno Smith effect.
I did not know they went 10-7 last year. I know their head coach. He used to be the defensive coordinator for Michigan. I think he's good, not that great. But honestly, as I said, I don't care about them. I don't know. So, but after going through the division again, I think they might win the division.
My thing about them, you might be right, and I'll say 10-7 again, or 11-6 based on that division. I want us to do a mid-season evaluation when we have it through the season, to see how these teams are. But the Seahawks could do it again, man. The Rams.
What's your thoughts on the Seahawks, Brandon?
Sam Darnold helps. He helps, but I don't know that they'll. I mean, okay, so they got a good running game. They got a good running game, and they can kind of lean on the defense, right? I think the defense is a strength. I love Jackson Smith and Jigba. He's a dog. I I gotta see it first. I gotta see the product first.
Mhm.
I gotta see the product first. Before I got them going 6-11. I have them going 6-11 because I think, and we haven't gotten to the Rams yet. I think the Rams are, the best team in that division. But I gotta see the product. I gotta see the on the field product first. I see the on the field product. I see how Sam Darnold gets the connection with his receivers. See how they use the running game. See how creative they can be on offense. And then I have a better feel for them. But honestly, with Seattle, they're kind of like it's kind of like a toss up for me.
Sean? Oh, he stepped away. I want to know his thoughts on the
did the garage door go up? You gotta be a subscriber to know that story.
It's 9 o'clock.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. He's back. Hold on. What happened, bro?
Crackers.
This guy.
Okay. All right,
did
let's
you
go.
give Seahawks take?
Did you give your Seahawks take?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I said 90.
Okay.
96.
Arizona Cardinals. Unfortunately, it's going to come down to Kyler again. I like Trey McBride. He was giving it to the Broncos in joint practices. Marvin Harrison supposedly put on some weight, but I don't know. I don't know about. Honestly, if you want to, I think they're going to do anything. Not going to do anything, and I think the head coach is going to go back to Philly next year to be their defensive coordinator after Vic Fangio retires.
I think the Cardinals are going to possibly compete and do well, but the issue is going to be the defense, because you have to look at the firepower that the other teams in the division have on the offense side of the ball. Number one, their defense is going to be their problem, and at the same time, our boy Webster is not going to be able to do everything, even with the receiver Harrison. They're not going to be able to do everything. The defense is going to be the problem for the Cardinals, and I got them going maybe 8-9, maybe.
Yeah, see, I'm not as bullish on these first two teams that we've talked about as y'all are. Like Seattle is kind of an enigma to me, but the Cardinals, weight wasn't Marvin Harrison Jr.'s problem last season. His problem was he didn't have chemistry with his quarterback.
That's what I'm saying, B.
Yeah, he didn't have. So if they improve the chemistry, okay, all right, you have that aspect. I think it's well documented that Trey McBride is Kyler Murray's favorite target.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that. How long is James Conner going to be Iron Man and keep? I mean, because he's kind of old.
He's been hurt too.
Yeah, but for the most part, he's been available. I'm not a believer in the defense. I'm still not a believer in the defense. Them and the Seahawks really are in the same bucket for me right now. In that 6-11 bucket. Do they have the ability to, surprise some people? Yes. I just don't know if I trust it. I don't know if I trust it. I don't know if Kyler Murray has the protection, the consistent protection, and I have to see the connection between him and Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, if they're locked in, then I can see them maybe getting an 8 or 9.
That's what I was saying, B. Possibly on a high end 8 or 9, 8 and 9.
All right, we're going to the San Francisco 49ers. I believe they will bounce back, but they won't do anything. You know my nickname for Kyle Shanahan, Kendall Roy.
Yeah.
He's not a killer. He's not a killer. But he's good, but he's not a killer. They have the best tight end in football. Brock Purdy does Brock Purdy things.
Right.
Yeah.
But on the opposite side, it's health at wide receiver. You know, Jennings is good, but he's hurt. Pearsall.
They lost.
Last year was weird because what happened to him.
They lost Debo.
The defense, they got that old thing back with Robert Saleh, but are they as good as they were 3 years ago when he was there, 4 years ago when he was there?
How healthy is Bosa?
You know, you're asking Fred Warner to do a lot again. So I don't think they will have as many injuries as they had last year. So that's why they will contend for the division. And it's going to be a slugfight between them and LA. And it's LA. I'll get the reason why it's going to be a slugfight for LA. Because before training camp, I did not see this. I thought LA was going to run away with it, but
I did too.
So
I still think
10 and 7.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I still think LA is going to run away.
Me too.
With the division by 3 games, run away with it. It's time. I think it's just time to blow it up. I think it's time to blow it up. To be honest with you, trade Christian McCaffrey for whatever you can get for him, and just start over. Just start over.
But
I
want to put y'all on the spot. Y'all say that the 49ers and the Rams. Who's the better head coach, Shanahan or McVay?
Shanahan. I mean, McVay.
Who?
It's not even doing that. And it has nothing to do with the Super Bowl win. It's big moments when given the opportunity. Oh, well, it actually does have to do with the Super Bowl. You had 3 opportunities at the Super Bowl. 1 as the offensive coordinator, 2 as a head coach.
Okay.
Yes, your teams were in it, but it's the look. There were certain things that if you had done it properly, you would have 3 rings like your daddy, because your daddy had 3 opportunities. The same formula.
Why are you bringing
offensive coordinator? Because that 3. How many coaches have never had opportunities to even get to the big game? We don't know what 3 opportunities. 1 as the offensive coordinator, 28-3. We already know that. Sorry, Brandon. And then twice against and then you couldn't do it. Your daddy had 3 opportunities. 49ers smoked them. Broncos back to back.
Yeah.
McVay had 2 opportunities. 1 and 1.
Yeah. It's not. They're not in the same class. They're not in the same weight class. It's McVay and McVay by a mile. I mean, Kennedy said it himself. Kyle Shanahan, he makes it look nice. He makes it look good during the season. He makes himself look like a genius. But when it comes time to put your foot on somebody's throat and go for the jugular, he hasn't done that. He hasn't done that. I mean, look. Y'all see the logo, right? Y'all know who look. He doesn't talking about going for the jugular. He does not know where it is. He can't find it.
He's the guy. He's the guy who got A's on weekly tests, but when the final comes in, he gets a 35.
Yeah, there you go. Sum it up nicely.
So the A's average the hundreds and the 90s average out to be good because but that 30's weighing you down.
Yeah.
So,
hey, well, look. Speaking of that, so what do y'all think about the Rams? Let's go to the Rams. What y'all think?
My line is this: health is paramount. They have before.
Hold on, K-Man. Hold on, K-Man. Are you trying to do a plug for LA? You said it's Paramount because Paramount is out there in LA with the.
No, I'm just talking about health is paramount. No one cares about Paramount Pictures. Someone, the second richest man in the world, bought that goofiness for his son. No one cares because they got dumb money. But no, before we started training camp, I thought honestly, I thought there's a good chance that they could go to the Super Bowl because they would win enough games. Because we saw what happened in the playoffs, the weather elements got to them against Philly. So if they can get the game in LA on their track, maybe. But now you're seeing vertebrae issues, and he's already old. I mean, so because I love the Devontae Adams signing. I like their defense. They're consistent. They're a young, consistent team. After the them picks, they have really, really built that team well. But now, if your quarterback, I mean, and then y'all know who their backup is, right?
I know who I wanted it to be, and it didn't happen. I thought they were going to go ahead and hit us up for Kirk.
Yeah, but you know who they have, though.
Who's the backup?
Jimmy G.
Man.
Come on, you can't have that
He's
man.
Still in the league.
Yeah, he's still in the league. You know them. The McVay, Shanahan. They got their quarterbacks and they keep them and they give them checks.
They know the systems.
So it's we have to see help is paramount.
I think what's even more paramount for the Rams is making sure Kyron Williams stays healthy. You keep him healthy. You keep him involved. I think Blake Corum will have a bigger role this year to help keep him fresh.
That's a good one. That's a good 1-2 punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Blake Corum will have a bigger role this year. With Kyron still being the top dog, obviously, but I think what matters even more though. What matters even more is Jared Verse on the other side and their ability to generate a consistent pass rush. If they can get a pass rush, because Big Dog ain't there no more.
He gone.
Aaron Donald ain't there no more.
He got people stalking him. But
yeah. So that's a whole nother.
Did y'all see the video? Did y'all see the video of Jared Verse talking about going to visit Aaron Donald?
Yeah.
To circle back to the first topic, what a generational talent looks like.
Right.
On a defensive side.
On a defensive side. On a defensive side.
Yeah. But I got the Rams are still they still top dogs in the division for me, man. I got the Rams going 11-6. I had the 49ers going 8-9, but I got the Rams going 11-6. As long as Sean McVay is roaming those sidelines and Matt Stafford is healthy, they can pretty much beat anybody. Here's the thing about the Rams, right? They can beat anybody, but I feel like they can also get beat by anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're one of those type teams for me.
That goes to show this, the man work, because the Commanders had the majority of these top coaches right now up under the umbrella, and they
look. It goes to show you how terrible. What's that loser's name? Dan Snyder was. He had all them dudes in the building. He had them all. He had them all in the building. How many head coaches currently in this league were in the building as staff members or offensive coordinators? No, he had them in the building. He chose Jay Gruden.
Yeah.
I saw Jay Gruden recently. I saw Jake. He looks terrible, and he got a redneck. Super red up here. Like, good grief, dude. Suntan lotion. Shade. All right.
SPS 50.
So the NFC is done. On to the AFC. And we go to the AFC East. We go to the Bills. Same old.
Yeah.
Same old. Josh Allen's good. I don't think he's the best quarterback in the league. He's 4 for me, but this is me personally. You can have your picks, but I don't think he's that good. He only won the MVP because they didn't want to give it I'm not going to go there. But Get rid of that coach. Get rid of that GM.
That's the
There
problem.
you go.
But then again, I don't like the owners because, as he stated, they can go back to Africa. So I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah, Bobby is wilding in the chat. Bobby is wilding in the chat.
Man,
He ain't lying though.
Yeah, he ain't.
He ain't lying.
Wow, sir. Wow.
Look, I'm gonna tell you,
You ain't lying though.
the Bills' problem is their coaching. That's their problem because they have the players. The problem is the coaching, and to y'all were talking about McVay, going for the juggler. That's the problem with the Bills. When they need to put their foot on somebody's throat and take them down or snap their neck, they don't do it.
Because McDermott ain't that dude.
Sean McDermott has gotten he's gotten one of the longest passes of any of these like above average coaches in the league. Like dudes, I don't like how does he still have a job? Like when you really look at the teams that Buffalo has had, like Buffalo has had the talent to not only get to Super Bowls to win them.
Okay, so I think maybe the calculus is that it's like how I feel about Shanahan. It's that he's just good, but not good enough. But if we get rid of him, we could get somebody totally terrible.
Well, man, didn't the Bills have this with Marv Levy back in the day when they went to all these Super Bowls and didn't win?
Marv Levy went to the Super Bowls though, and look who he lost. But look who he lost to.
Yeah,
Bill Parcells, Jimmy Johnson, Joe Gibbs.
Yeah.
Good point.
like.
Yeah. So like let's stop with this, Sean McDermott is elite stuff, I think Josh Allen, and I'm a little bit more bullish on Josh Allen than you are. I think he's top 2. But I think he's been carrying that team on his back, but he can only do so much because he has to deal with suspect play calling. Josh Allen has to deal with suspect play calling when it comes playoff time. Hey, the same running game and dominant O-line that they featured all throughout the season. Bye. Let's get cute.
That's why look, what you just said, suspect play calling. That's why Josh Allen make you.
I don't know. Josh Allen sometimes when the big moments be going brain dead. He just be. And then you see him on the sidelines with his crazy eyes, and just like, yeah, something wrong with him.
So look, what y'all got the Bills going?
Oh, the usual 11-6, 12-5 winning the division by 3 games.
I got them going 14-3.
Ooh,
I got them going 14-3. They're going out of that stadium with a bang because they go into their new stadium next year.
True.
Mm-hmm.
They're going out. They're leaving the stadium with a bang.
Okay.
I'm not saying what they're gonna do in the playoffs. We ain't got there yet.
Yeah.
I was thinking 13-3 or
12-5. Miami Dolphins. Dumpster fire.
Yeah. Logic's era is about to come to an end.
Look, they have an absentee owner. He's never there. Chris Greer, another brother, needs to be fired. Logic will be the offensive coordinator for the Commanders next year.
And for our new subs and dudes is watching now, when we say Logic, we're talking about the head coach.
Yeah.
Look up Logic and
look at the head coach.
See what we mean.
Look, he reminds me of Milhouse from the, but his franchise. You would think in an area like Miami, the weather's nice. You have good weather year round. The team should be balling because you don't have to worry about the elements too much. But I have the Dolphins going either 8-9 or 9-8.
I got them 5-6 wins. Their defense is soft. Their whole team is soft because they want to be cute. Look, they beat the Broncos 70-20, and then everybody found out how to beat them because these coaches get paid too, and they haven't been able to adjust. And so he needs to be let go back to being offensive coordinator, go back to design. You have to look, your team is soft.
Yeah.
You can't oppose your will, and you can't stop nobody. And you don't have no identity. Your quarterback should retire.
Yeah, he's gonna have some problems. I'm not gonna say it. But K Man, to your point, the way the Dolphins are built, they're built on outscoring every opponent. The thing for the Dolphins because the guy receivers.
That was in 2023.
His thing.
2025. They ain't scoring nobody. They ain't outscoring nobody.
The receiver, they have to see. Two help. Boom. They all have a decent.
One of their receivers wants to leave, and the other one is injured. And that speed receiver that you're talking about ain't as fast anymore because he's 30. So, Brandon, what you got?
Yeah, I had them. You know, I was teetering between 7-10 and 8-9. I think they still have enough time to get to 8 wins, provided Tua stays healthy. At the end of the day, I'll probably have them going 8-9, but it's time for a regime change.
Yeah,
it's stale. Like, you know, we're over the excitement now. The Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and this fast offense and all that. Nah, that shine is worn off, bro. It's time for a regime change.
Hey, Brandon, you see the comment?
Yeah,
Arthur.
You catching strays in the cut? Okay, all right, we catching strays. All right, Arthur, who's your team, bro? Put in the chat who's your team.
Yeah. All right.
On to
the Patriots. The hype around them. I don't believe you. You need more people.
The hype, Vrabel.
Yes, he's a consistent player. I mean, he's a consistent coach. That's great. He'll bring consistency to the team. Okay, cool.
They brought that back.
Yeah, someone else getting checks that they shouldn't deserve. But the Patriots are years away. I still don't understand why they didn't spend. They had all that money and didn't spend them. Like, this is another franchise that has a young quarterback and didn't want to, put the assets in. So
yeah. I don't think they'll be as bad as they were last year. I like Drake May. I watched him. I watched him do his thing in college. Being in the market or whatever. But he doesn't have anybody to throw to. So I think this will give us a chance to. I think this will give us a chance to see how good Drake May is, because he has to virtually go make something out of absolutely nothing on the outside. I felt like they had a decent shot to get DK. Unfortunately, he went to Pittsburgh, but he needs a one. He needs a top dog. He needs a top dog to throw to. You've probably realized by now I haven't mentioned anything about Stephon Diggs, because and that. Listen, let's just be honest, right? That ain't. He ain't it. He ain't the one. Unfortunately for him, Cardi B, she's not gonna be starting on the opposite side, so it's nothing for him to dominate. So let's just leave that at that. Vrabel is a respectable coach, and I think between the good combination of Vrabel, Drake May, and some sort of a running game, because they do have a little bit of talent in the running back room. I got 7-10.
I got the same thing, B. 7-10, if that.
Yeah. All right.
The Jets.
The Jets.
Wow.
If Baby Oil stays away, they could build something. If Johnson & Johnson Baby Oil stays away, they could do something. Not this year, but in the future.
Hold up, we can. Hey, look,
Well,
America. So you know, we all have one-liners and tags that we just
the owner of the Jets
Yeah,
is
like
the owner
we
of
got
Johnson
nicknames.
and
We got
Johnson.
nicknames for everybody. So,
Johnson and Johnson's what is Johnson and Johnson's number one product? Baby oil. Like,
like
come on,
real quick, real quick, right? Real quick for the new subs, for the new watchers.
in the
Hey,
chat.
like there's a couple things that we take really seriously on this podcast. One being one-liners. We'll give anybody a one-liner or a nickname. It doesn't matter to us. We don't care. And then number two, we are all Seinfeld buffs, and so you are liable to hear at any point in the podcast, you are liable to hear a Seinfeld reference. So keep that in mind.
But
Justin says, "Did he the spokesman?"
I mean, he kept their margins up for I don't know how many quarters.
Just him alone, right?
Just him alone kept the Johnson and Johnson baby oil margins up for how many? For like 15 years.
Yeah, and that's just what we know of.
Yeah,
that's just what we just know of what they found. What didn't they find?
Yeah.
Exactly, D. That's what I'm saying.
So the Jets they'll play hard, but they don't have enough talent.
So what's the record? So what's the record, K man?
6-10, 5-11. I mean, smart 6-10, 6-11.
I'm with you, K man.
Every year, well, almost every year, there is a team that nobody's looking for. New head coach, new D coordinator, new coordinators, new coaching regime that nobody's checking for. And ever so often, we'll have a team like that come out of the woodworks
and sneak, go for it.
And sneak into the last playoff position. I think that's the Jets.
Woo.
I think that they have enough talent on defense to make up for any offensive deficiencies that they may have. They have I know Aaron Glenn is a good D coordinator. I don't know about him as a coach yet, but I think Aaron Glenn is good for this team. I think Aaron Glenn, and I think the defense with a little bit of that Justin Fields magic takes this team to 9-8.
What?
Mm-hmm. You're high. But
okay,
it's predictions. All right, to the AFC North. And we start with the other dirty birds, the Ravens. It's time for them to put up a shut.
They're filthy. They're filthy. Don't call them dirty.
Oh yeah, we've all been in Baltimore a bunch of times or drove past it.
That's what
Hey, look, there's
do and do.
Hey, look, there's two cities in this country that just stink.
Yeah.
Like literally smell.
Baltimore and sorry, Sean, New Orleans.
Wow. At least people go to New Orleans to have a good time.
Hey,
hey. But people go to Baltimore to have a good time too. Just not the same type of good time.
Look, B. I'm gonna get you because I'm gonna say this. Half of your family is from the New Orleans area. Look it up. I got receipts.
Why do you think they left?
Hey.
Why you think they left?
We'll get to that later. We're going to the Ravens.
Why do you think they're not there no more? You said it. From New Orleans. Not currently living in that town.
Family feud over here. But no,
the Ravens.
The Ravens, it's time to put up a shut up. It's
Yeah.
Well, but K-Man, this is my take on the Ravens, man. I think the Ravens are going to go like 13-3 or like maybe around that thing.
But for them, it's the playoffs. It's what they do in the playoffs. So, yeah, they're the best team in their division. They're going to probably win their division, but they need to show up. And I understand that, Justin, but what you're saying, but Lamar threw the ball into his tight end's hands and he dropped it.
Right.
But he also fumbled in that game and he also threw an interception that hurt them. So, and then I don't care that, your defense screwed you up in That's the reason why you get home field. You had to go to Buffalo.
Look, listen, let me make one thing clear, right? Look, I sound like Stephen A. Let me make one thing clear, okay? Let me make one thing perfectly clear. We ain't tolerating no Lamar slander on this podcast, bro.
Nah.
Like,
that's
y'all know Lamar Jackson has never, ever you give Lamar Jackson CD Lamb. Give Lamar Jackson CD Lamb and see what he does. Give Lamar Jackson. Give Lamar Jackson the Eagles receivers. See what he does.
Lamar Jackson has the man, Derrick Henry.
We said receivers.
Receivers.
He never. He's always had good running backs and a good old line, but he's never had receivers. His best receivers are his tight end. They went out. Who did they get this year for him as his receiver?
He's 80 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Last year you traded for Deontay Johnson. How did that work? You gave him broke down Odell Beckham Jr. Like,
what did Mr. Clarence saying coming to America? Joe Louis was 174 years when they fought. 174 years old. DeAndre Hopkins, 94 years old.
So the Ravens will win their division, but it's about what they do in the playoffs.
And K-Man, to your point, for everything, right? They can have a good regular, but what they do in the playoff, that's what counts.
John Harbaugh, it's time. When I say put up or shut up, I'm talking about John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I think he's a long coach at the team, right? For right now, right?
Mm-hmm. The Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals.
I got the Ravens going 13-4.
Okay.
I got them going 13-4.
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Cheapest team in the league.
Cheapness will be their downfall. They have no defense. They thank God they spent some money, but they spent on offense.
Like my man John Gotti said, the Bengals will squeeze a quarter until the Eagle screams.
So they're probably gonna go 9-8, 10-7. They might make the playoffs, but
well,
them slow starts kill them.
And to be fair, in my opinion, the Bengals' problem is going to be their defense. Their defense is not going to be able to compete. At the same time, the Bengals don't have a running game. They might be able to protect Burrow. And, Burrow has weapons to throw the ball. That's going to be their key. Protect Burrow, get the ball to Higgins and Chase.
I think the best thing they could have done was what they did and bring back, Trey Henderson. Because, without him, it's just the defense is nothing, right? But Cincinnati, no matter how poorly they are run as a franchise, they still got Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm.
They still got Jamar Chase. They still got T. Higgins.
Yeah.
And
who's the tight end? Who's the tight end?
Hawkinson.
I can't remember the dude's name.
No, it's not Hawkinson.
No, Hawkinson. No, he's in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's enough for the Bengals to go 11-6.
I don't know. Zach Taylor and these slow starts. I don't know.
I got him at 9 or 10 wins. Around that area. All right, so who next? The Browns?
Pittsburgh.
9-8. Speaking of coaches, they get a pass, right?
9-8.
9-8. I mean,
9-8.
Look,
I really want them to lose really bad, but 9-8.
Look, getting DK Metcalf was enormous, right? Getting Aaron Rodgers to throw him the ball, that was not the move. Aaron Rodgers is finished, bro. He's finished.
Big time.
Arthur Smith, idiot. Complete offensive idiot.
They're gonna clash. Gonna clash.
But here's the thing, though. This is what everybody's forgetting. Aaron Rodgers said for years, one of the coaches he wanted to. So this is Aaron Rodgers last year. So this is Aaron Rodgers. He's going to go out with the coach he wanted to. Hopefully, it's with a bang, but we'll see. I got them winning 9 games.
Aaron Rodgers is regular season.
Ain't even that no more.
No, I'm just saying historically, his whole career,
Historically,
his whole career, his regular season. They had that one run and they won the Super Bowl. And ironically enough, it was against the Steelers. And if Roethlisberger and Mendenhall didn't screw up,
yeah,
they wouldn't have a Super Bowl. So, okay.
Dang, man,
Aaron Rodgers built his career off of that 1 year, and the handful of times that he booted Dallas out the playoffs.
Man, you keep making it clear to me. Wow, okay, you can go win 14, 15 games in the regular season, then that first playoff game you lose, you crap.
First of all, it's not one playoff game, but it's just like how many MVP? He has like 4 MVPs, 4 NFL MVPs. They've had good seasons. Matt LaFleur is a good coach, but when they get into the games
that matter,
he can't do anything. He can't do anything. And then your job as a quarterback is, yes, you don't play technically against the other quarterback, but what's that one year, the year 2020 when they going against the Bucs? You know what Brady's going to do. You know what he's going to bring, and you couldn't step up to the moment. You always losing to the 49ers in the playoff. I'm like, come on. Yes, you beat the Cowboys. Whoop-de-doo. The Cowboys haven't won anything in 30 years. So like, he's put his name in the regular season. He's probably up there with the most talented quarterbacks to ever play this game, from what he can do with his legs and his arms. But for some reason, in January, they don't work. From September to December, they work. January, they don't work that well.
Unless it's against Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh.
And finally, the Browns.
I'm not doing it. 1-16.
I don't care. Not even wasting my time.
I would. To me, it depends on who the Browns have at QB, because their defense, their defense is good. The defense is good, but
yes,
it's the QB.
Yes,
Sean, stop.
Myles Garrett is like that. Denzel Ward is like that. Mason Graham is going to be really good. We mentioned a lot of Michigan players. What a great program. But no, that's it. No, they stink.
Hey,
what you going to say?
Say what?
You going to say something?
Go ahead, B.
If you don't get off that Saints Wi-Fi, boy. That Saints dial up in there. Hey, Birdman said, "Who are these mid-offs talking about my Cowboys? We are a couple of mid-offs that established a podcast, and we're talking about the NFL and also about your sorry Cowboys. That's who we are, and you're here watching us, so we appreciate you. Go ahead and sub.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Go ahead and sub.
Give us the feedback.
Next division.
All right, cool. AFC South.
Yeah.
As I said, for the whole division, because I'm not even really getting bull jive ass division.
Yeah, I mean, y'all. I shared with y'all. I shared with y'all yesterday. You know what I felt about this division. Texans 11-6, Jaguars 7-10, Titans 4-13, Colts 2-15. Moving on.
And B, I agree with that too. I agree with that. But my thing is, my question to y'all: what do you?
Shane Steichen will be back at the Eagles offensive coordinator in 2026.
How do you think Cam Moore is going to do?
He ain't gonna do anything.
Yeah,
he don't have anybody to throw to.
Calvin Ridley, I guess.
Think Calvin Ridley. I mean, okay, yeah, he's not Buns, but
this is the worst division in football. There's some. No, not anymore. But there are some teams from college teams. Georgia, 2022 Georgia, 21 Georgia could beat every team in this division.
K-Man.
So could what was it? 2019 or 2020 LSU with Joe?
Oh, I'm not even putting 2019 or 2001 Hurricanes in this division. I'm not even wasting their time.
K-Man, you brought up a good point during the week. you said when the Jags got their receiver, a tall receiver, you said, I think I see what he's doing now. What do you think the Jags are trying to do?
I think they're trying. If you look at some of the moves they made, and you looked at what he did in what Liam Cohen did with the Bucks, they're gonna invest heavy in the run. I mean, heavy on the offensive line. They're going to try to big body you on wide receiver. They're going to try to kill you with slants and then try to get a speedster for over top. But they don't have it yet. Yeah. They have a lot of cleaning up to do. So right now it's just fixing Trevor Lawrence.
Okay,
and then don't burn out Travis Hunter. That's pretty much what they're going to do right now. And on to the AFC West. Let's talk about it first. Start with Meth City. It's over. It's over.
Hold on, wait a minute. We got to explain to the country when you say
it's not that hard to explain. Meth and City. It's not really that hard to explain Kansas City. It's really not that hard.
You're gonna get some hate from that boy.
If you can't understand that, I can't help you. Or you live in a world that I want to be in, where everything is nice and there's no problems at all.
But look, hold on.
Meth and City.
Look, America. Here's a term that made me crack up and almost pass out one day. Instead of saying Meth City, he called him Missouri Meth, and I said, "Hold on, man."
It's over. It's that. I mean, I would sing that terrible corrupt song, but I'm not.
So when you say it's over, are you talking about their AFC championship reign or the divisional reign?
I'm talking about both.
Both.
Okay. One of the reasons.
I just saying the team has the team ran that yet.
Yes, I think the teams have ran their course, and I think also the teams in the division have gotten better. One of the reasons why they've been on this decade dominance, if you look at the other teams in that division, we constantly shooting ourselves in the foot and hitting our head against the wall, and they were allowed. It's essentially how the Patriots got to the championship all the time, because their division was crap. The Chiefs got lucky having a crappy division. That's over now. There's too many strong coaches in there. Even with the Raiders, the Raiders ain't going to do that much, but Pete Carroll is a legit coach.
Yeah.
Good
coach.
So,
so I see the Chiefs maybe winning it. No, I see the Chiefs maybe winning their division the last time, but they're going to be the 3 seed.
And to that point, man, I have the Chiefs winning maybe 11 or 12 games, because everyone is kind of like getting up to speed of what Andy Reid is going to do. Unless Andy Reid put some wrinkles in there, people know what they're going to try to do, and they know Patrick Mahomes is going to try to make himself on the fly.
Look, I got the Chiefs winning the division at 12-5. I think the Broncos could very well do it, though. I think the Broncos could very well catch them this season.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
But I got, as long as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Steve Spagnuolo and the referees are there, they're a threat, right? They're a threat. And so, I mean, at this point, it is what it is. Now, look, unfortunately for them, all of that wasn't enough to avoid that beatdown that they got in the Super Bowl. But those characters are still there. So as long as those characters are there, they'll be a threat. I got the Broncos at 11-6. I got the Chargers at 7-10, and I got the Raiders at 7-10.
I got the Broncos at 11-6 too, B. Yeah.
I think the Chargers will continue to charge. They'll be good, but they're still the Chargers. I think the Raiders will be more competent this year.
Yeah.
And so, but I don't think they're going to win that many, but they're going to be like the Jets. They're not going to be easy. They're not going to be easy.
They're not.
They're not going to be easy to win. So
because Pete Carroll, I mean, they're not. They're not. I give you that.
All right. Okay, so let's go to our individual teams. Who wants to start it off?
I started off.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So like I said during the divisional breakdown, during the NFC divisional breakdown, NFC South divisional breakdown, I don't understand. I don't understand all of this. Everybody's talking about the Bucks as if they're the Eagles in the division. Look, they're not that. They're not that. Look. It came down to week 18. Okay, week 18. We swept those legless Pirates last season. Okay, so I got us going 10-7. I got the Falcons going 10-7, and edging out the Bucks for the division. I still think the Bucks are going to make the playoffs because the rest of the NFC stinks beyond the division winners.
I agree with you, B. I agree with you. 10-7 or 11-6 for y'all team, and like I said,
I don't see 11. I don't see 11 because we don't have a right tackle. We don't have a right tackle.
That's one of my notes. Y'all got to protect Penny.
That's what hurts us. That's what hurts us, losing Caleb McGarry. That really hurt. But I think Zach Robinson is good. I think Zach Robinson is a good enough offensive coordinator to make up, for that deficiency. He already incorporates a ton of tight end help on the right side because Caleb McGarry is not a great pass protector. He's a great run blocker, not a great pass protector. And so, we'll have to wait and see. But with the limp noodle Kirk for the majority of last season, we was right there on the doorstep. And so you go take him to the retirement home. And now Michael Penix Jr. is QB1. Yeah. We bring back Bijan. We got an infusion of youth on the defense. We got Bowman Jr. from Oklahoma starting in the slot. We got Xavier Watts from Notre Dame starting alongside Jesse Bates. There will be a learning curve for them with the NFL speed, but ultimately I think we go 10-7 along with the Bucks going 10-7, but we edge them out with a tiebreaker and win the division.
Yeah, you might. I give you that one. Both of y'all might go 10-7. But looking at your roster, man, like I said, y'all need to shore up to protect Penix. Number one, y'all have a good running game, but at the same time, y'all need a pass rush.
What'd you say, Sean? Say that one more time. It doesn't matter what you think. Shout out to The Rock.
Yeah. All right. So my tagline.
You'll get your turn.
My tagline for the Falcons are playing it. Who do you think you are? Y'all are super arrogant for a team that ain't done anything in a long time. Penix ain't played in the preseason. Every quarterback who's not established has played in the preseason. What are y'all waiting for? I don't understand.
Exposing him for what? What are we exposing him for?
But he hasn't done anything. But he hasn't done anything to validate him getting the Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen treatment. Joe Burrow played
Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen treatment. Who's calling him elite?
No, why is he not playing at all though?
Because our coach has sense enough to realize, hey, we don't need to. This is our prized possession. We don't need to expose him to injury in an unnecessary game.
Your coach wants to do everything that he did from the Rams, with the exception of winning. Your GM came from New Orleans, and New Orleans always has a good offensive line, and yet he hasn't done that for you. I don't understand the arrogance from the Falcons right now. I want some validity.
Why is it arrogant that we don't want to expose our starters to injury in meaningless preseason?
Yeah, you still had injury. Yeah, you still had injuries
in training camp. Not during the game, in training camp.
That's why you have injury guarantees. That's why they have this thing called Lloyd's of London's insurance. Play the damn games. Yeah, their defense has been soft for forever and a day. I just don't understand certain things that the Falcons are currently doing versus what they are. I don't understand that.
Look, you worry about your Walmart supercenters and weed society up there in Mile High Denver, and you leave the big boy business to us in the dirty. How about that?
All right, we'll see. Once again, arrogance.
Yeah, I like the Magic City documentary that's happening. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a Magic City documentary.
Wow. Asking for a friend. Where can I see that? Where can they see that? I mean, they can see that, not me.
We'll talk backstage.
Let's talk about it. All right. So since Brandon mentioned my Broncos, let me go to my tagline for the Broncos. Shut the hell up with all the Super Bowl talk. Y'all have to crawl before you can walk. 10 years of doing nothing.
Well,
Getting to the playoffs. That season only beat one team with a winning record, the Bucks. Shout out to the weak ass NFC South. And then you go to the playoffs and get mollywopped by the Bills. I don't understand all this national reporters and Sean Payton talking about, I see a Super Bowl team. No. Win a playoff game first. I like the team.
Yeah.
I think they're getting better. They could probably push for the division. But the Super Bowl talk needs to stop.
But K-Man, what you're forgetting, K-Man, everybody.
I'm forgetting about my team.
But K-Man, hold on. Everybody's looking at Sean Payton's track record. That's what they're looking at. That's why they're saying you guys can be a Super Bowl team.
Show me Sean Payton's track record without Drew Brees.
Oh, damn.
That's where I'm with this. Until you can do with another quarterback. Now, that year I had Jameis, before Jameis hurt his ACL, they were playing well, but it still didn't finish. So, look, I'm a realist about my team. My team is good and on paper, one of the better teams in the NFL. On the defense, unfortunately, Demance Joseph is still our defensive coordinator. We are probably better than a lot of teams personnel-wise. But the last quarter of the NFL season last year, that defense was doo-doo.
It was.
And then what did they do? They went out and paid 2 injury-prone players. One who still hasn't really practiced that much this year.
And K-Man, to keep, in my opinion, it's my thinking, to keep harping on what I'm saying is the reason people are saying, like I say, look at Sean Payton's track record. You say without Drew Brees. People are comparing Bo Nix to Drew Brees as far as stature and moxie when they're playing the game.
Well, Bo Nix is taller than Sean Payton. Now, for the new subscribers and viewers, Brandon and Sean likes to call me, and what is the nickname that you have for me, and why I'm talking this way about my
dark clouds. No, dark clouds. If there is any pessimism for any team, not just his team, for any team, Kennedy will find it, and he will present it. He loves crushing dreams. He loves raining on any type of parade.
But look, to keep it real, everybody. I call K-Man our front office guy because K-Man takes the approach from the top down. He always starts at the top talking about the GMs and then goes down to the head coach. And K-Man, that's your thing. You start at the top and you like to see how it works down.
Yeah.
And I respect for that.
Yeah. I think our GM is a scout at heart. That's why the Russell Wilson trade failed. That's why some of his free agency picks failed. But drafting, he is drafted really, really well. He is a scout at heart. My only issue with the Broncos is I was happy. Last year I was super happy. I'm super happy now. It's just that the AFC is a dogfight. The AFC is the better conference.
Yeah.
The Eagles are the best team in the league, but the AFC is a better conference. And from top to bottom, you have to be consistent. We had a last place schedule last year, and we took advantage of it. Now we won't. But it's just like I need to see more for me to go Super Bowl or contender. I don't see.
Hey, real quick, Justin. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you joining us, man. Hey, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, man. Share it out. Tell everybody about us, man. We just a couple of regular dudes. You said it, man. A couple of regular football fans that just we love our teams. We love the sport. So you might catch us talking about NBA one day. You might catch us talking about baseball one day.
Right.
You never know. But appreciate you, bro.
And we usually don't go this long.
Nah. This is season preview. So yeah.
Pause on that.
You never really see 3 deep go this long. So.
Hey, yo.
Hey, look, that's a play to K-Man, 3D, right?
3D coverage. Rebrand.
Hey,
Please,
go ahead,
Mike.
Sean, because I gotta
right.
get ready to hop up out of here, man.
And look, all right. So look, I don't have too much to say. My Saints fans out there,
Nor should you.
You see what I'm wearing today? You know, LSU baby. You heard me? Got to represent that boot, New Orleans uptown. What's happening? But look, my Saints, we going 5-12 at that.
When you see 5 wins on that roster,
our defense.
Look, you about to go Shannon Sharp. Skip. Where you see 5 wins on that roster?
Hold up. What's the mean with Shannon Sharp?
You being real generous, my guy. But it's your team. I get it.
Hey, 5-12.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I had y'all at 3-14, and I thought that was being generous.
I got y'all at 2-15.
K-Man. Boy,
Yes.
Oh, man.
Your old, decrepit, terribly run salary cap team with a really good offensive line and Alvin
Next
Kamara.
time I see you, K-Man, I'm going to shake your hand with this, man. I'm getting all the dirty germs off of that joint.
Hey.
How about you get them dirty germs off of Bourbon Street? Don't worry about it.
We can't.
Real quick, I'll run down my playoff teams for each conference with my Super Bowl matchup. AFC playoffs, I got 1 Bills, 2 Ravens, 3 Chiefs, 4 Texans, Broncos at 5, Bengals at 6, Jets at 7. That's for the AFC. NFC, I got the Lions at 1, the Eagles at 2, the Rams at 3, the Falcons at 4, Packers at 5, Commanders at 6, Bucks at 7. My Super Bowl matchup is the Eagles versus the Ravens.
All right. AFC breakdown. I got Ravens 1, I got Bills 2, I got Chiefs 3, I got Texans 4, I got the Broncos at 5, I got the Chargers at 6, and I got the Bengals at 7. In the NFC, I got the Eagles at 1, I got the Lions at 2, I got the Rams at 3, I got the Bucks at 4, I got 5. I have the 5 one that just. So I got the Packers at 5. I got the 49ers at 6, and I got the Commanders at 7.
And look, for me,
Super Bowl, I have.
Who you got?
I'm still sticking with it. I got the Eagles and the Ravens.
I didn't go that far. What I did, I did championship games. For the NFC championship game, I have the Eagles at the Rams. And for the AFC championship game, I have the Ravens at the Chiefs. But for the Super Bowl, I have the Eagles at the Ravens. And for some reason, I think this is our man year. I think the Ravens might take it.
This is the last year I'm picking the Ravens. I picked them 3 years
for real.
This
I struggled.
This is the last year,
bro.
I really wanted to pick someone else, but the Bengals situation, when their terribleness and their cheapness, I was going to pick them, but I was like, no, they just screwing it up. I was like,
yeah, I struggled. I was struggling, bro.
And the dark clouds kept me from picking the Broncos because I need to see more.
I wanted the Broncos, K-Man, but I don't know how Bo Nix is going to respond in the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yo, hey man, I'm for one am extremely grateful for all of y'all that hopped up in the chat with us. All our new subscribers,
even you, Arthur. Even you, Arthur.
Yeah, even Arthur. And
you still didn't respond. You still didn't respond to who your team is.
My guy Birdman that called us mid-offs. Yeah, all y'all, man. Appreciate y'all coming through in the chat and rocking with your boys. Now I'm gonna tell you, y'all ain't gonna get a podcast from us every week. We are husbands, fathers, professionals, all of the above, and so life gets in the way. But we will, when we do come on, we will bring y'all quality content as best we know how from a fan's perspective.
What they say, life be lifing.
Yep.
Yeah, for real.
If you can like, subscribe, and share, maybe we can build this thing that maybe we take the professional part off and do this more.
I'm gonna say this one thing, and this I'm a silly dude. So I was in Walmart
Here we go.
by the pharmacy, and I text these guys this conversation. So this older lady was talking to the pharmacist. The pharmacist told the lady, "Hey, look, you should get the shot for shingles." And the lady responded, "How am I gonna get shingles? I've never been on nobody's roof." Y'all, I immediately put my vitamins back and ran out of Walmart.
Yeah. Look at you.
Yeah.
Giving the Walton Group more money. I'm a Broncos fan. I still don't shop at Walmart. Screw those rich assholes.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Hopefully they're not watching this podcast.
Yeah, right.
He just lost that sponsorship. But anyway, on that
trust
note,
me, trust me, they're not watching this podcast, and they ain't worried about my black ass.
Hey, K-Man, never say never. You never know.
oh man, y'all, wow. Look, man, I got to go do this thing that they call dadding. So,
all right, man.
appreciate y'all, man. We may be back. We may be back. To recap week 1.
Oh man, we didn't even do
yeah.
our picks. We didn't even do our picks. Our pick for the game, the Thursday night game.
I don't know what's the Thursday night game?
The opener.
Yeah, I got the
slipping.
Eagles.
The Eagles versus the Cowboys.
I got the Eagles.
Oh, I got Eagles, man. Eagles.
See, I got to be the other guy. I'm picking the Cowboys to lose. All right.
But look, to be fair, look, America, we always do our picks, and we always have one of us goes a whole different direction than the
Yeah.
And it's usually the K-Man. Well, you know what?
And I always win. That's 4 years in a row. Or.
Hey,
See,
look,
unlike
all this low-hanging fruit.
unlike
this year,
the Falcons, I have a reason to be arrogant because all I do is win. All I do is win.
I'm gonna tell you now. This year, whoever wins the challenge this year, I got something special for you.
If I win, I'm not doing it no more. I'm walking off.
I'm gonna ship it to you.
Says the Eagles do to Fenton all over the who Jerry? Talking about Jerry. I think with Jerry it'd probably be a Botox overdose.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
That's neither here nor there.
Or Cialis. Or Cialis or rough.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. I ain't going there. I ain't going there. Anyway, I gotta go, man.
Right, man.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all, like, subscribe, share.
3 deep.
3 deep.
Oh.
We here, babe.
All right. Thank you.
Hey,
have a good day. Peace.